Good day, lords and ladies, and welcome back to Monster Hunter Wilds. So, today we are here with a very special build guide. In light of our new high-rank friend Zoh Shia, I have put together a build that is an homage to arguably one of the most important monsters that has influenced my hunting career. Let's talk about it.
Well, what can I... Hey!
So, if we go on over here, you can see what we are working with is 4 pieces of Shia. We are using the beta set, the helmet, the chest, the coil, and the greaves. And we are using the Guardian Arc-Veld arms. What this looks like in practice, if I tab over to what our build is, and the jewels that we are using with it, we have maximum attack boost, weakness exploit, agitator, and part breaker for our offensive skills. Power prolonger, of course, for my insect glaive. Constitution and marathon runner because I hate being on the ground, and recovery speed to aid with the health regen that, whatever it may be called in whatever game that it appears in my heart it will always be Vaal Hazak Vitality, as he is the father of health regen, and one of the biggest influences on my hunting journey as a whole. So, for this build, we are also using the bow as our backup, just in case. We are using our bow as our backup, because that just works better with Constitution and Marathon Runner than my longsword. As a reminder, this bow, which we have loaded with a Force Shot and Crit Eye, is made with poison parts, and specifically is a favorite of mine for the Pierce coating. With that on it. So, the main feature of this build, go over here,
Got something in mind?
and the reason we are using 4 pieces of it is the super recovery, or Vaal Hazak Vitality, or Zoh Shia's Pulse, by whatever name you know it. It is a gradual health regen perk that does not require anything special other than, you know, perhaps not getting your ass beat while you are trying to regenerate. So, on that note, I've done several versions of this. I think this is about as good as it's going to get as a compromise between honoring my dear friend Val and still having the damage to get the job done. On which note, we should probably go test this thing, right?
Right.
So, as he is the one who has contributed this lovely armor set, let's say we go and see how it works against Zoh Shia. Because my first outing against him in high rank was not the best.
Wow, we sure got here fast. Commencing quest now. Are you prepared? We received supply items. Don't let them go to waste.
Okay. Beastie does not have any inclination to allow me to get a sneak attack on him, so on top of testing the build, there's a couple of things that I've puzzled out about our buddy Zoh Shia here. When I spent literally all of yesterday farming him on 2 accounts. The first is that you cannot even try to mount him until phase 2. So while I am going to spend a considerable amount of time in the air breaking his wings, the main things that we actually want to focus on are his arms, are one of the things that is vulnerable in Phase 1. When you offset the first attack just to get hit by the follow-up. Okay, so now we are into Phase 2 here. And one of the things that, because this is a build guide that I want you to focus on, is the just general health regen that is just happening passively. As we are going about our business. I knew he was gonna do that. So one of the things we've sacrificed to pay proper homage to Vaal is, of course, the Master Mounter, which does definitely hurt us in our general aerial shenanigans a little bit. But overall... Oh, come on. I was well above that, Zoh Shia. And what I've decided, of course losing the Master Mounter hurts a little bit, but after you've gotten your initial wounding done, you shouldn't need to open up more than 3 wounds anyway. The main issue is that it is going to change the timing of what you can expect from when you are going to mount. But as I have always said, that the people who benefit from Vaal Hazak Vitality are the people who don't plan on getting hit very much, which is not necessarily the case with Insect Wave. Like, I was able to say that pretty confidently when I was a bow main. But not as much in the life that I'm living right now. As an aerial specialist, I definitely get hit plenty. That is one of the main things that I always hope anybody who is newer learns if they watch any of my build guides. That is a lesson that I had to learn the hard way and didn't learn nearly soon enough. Know when to stay down. If you're in a bad place, know when to just stay on the ground and wait for it to be safe to get up. But the main thing that I want to draw your attention to here is that to this point, we have not been in a position to need to use a heal. Because for the most part, we are able to, more or less just let our armor set do the thing while we focus on actually the damage output to make this thing happen. Zoh Shia, come on now. Okay, so I got this wrong in the high rank. It is not behind him that you want to be. You want to go to the edge of the arena for this phase. While he ignites all of the extremely deceptive Wilk crystals that you definitely look like you should be able to hide behind, forgetting, of course, that Wilk is extremely flammable. I'm going to draw your attention to is, with Constitution and Marathon Runner, we are getting, oh, that's not a great place for me. I think I can probably stay above that. Yay. Okay, so we got the 4 leg. That's one of the few things you can actually break on him before phase 3. And that is why you were seeing me more on the ground, instead of concentrating all of my attention on the tail. We were focusing on his front legs because that is one of the few things that we actually can break before he goes to phase 3. Okay, so also, fun fact about Zoh Shia, if you are of the mind to mount, you cannot actually drop him if he is going into that animation to slam his head into the wall. He will just ignore your dismount and carry on like nothing happened. Which doesn't seem fair to me, but that is how it works. Now, perfect world, we're gonna get him to float right here. And this time we do want to put some emphasis on this weak spot on his hips. And we don't want to go onto his head at this point to prompt that charge, because he is exactly where I want him to be when he phase shifts. Now, as far as I am aware, you actually cannot break his head right now, but we get a lot of really good damage on the head, and we're trying to prompt that phase shift. Yeah. Okay. Now for the real trick. Just convincing Zoh Shia to cooperate with me. Ow. Come here, Zoh Shia. Not the charge, though. The charge is not the action that we want. Well, we'll work on it in a minute. So now in phase 3, this is when you can actually break most of his parts. Until you have gotten into phase 3, he will just straight up ignore most of your efforts. Ow. What a terribly unfortunate time to land. I think we're going to take a second to sharpen. Because we should be just about ready to mount him here. Okay, so that's both wings broken. Let's see if we can get his head. Got him. Okay. I was wondering. So, the main point that I want to bring up about the Zoh Shia build here, you know, the homage to Vaal Hazak, is that I am not using potions to fully heal most of the time. I'm much more concerned with getting back in the fight. There we go. Head broken. Okay. Well, that's pretty much everything you can break on this dragon, so now it's time to just finish the job. You know, Zoh Shia, what part of your body hit me there, pal? So instead of worrying about fully healing or anything like that, we are really just getting back into the fight when, yeah, on the rare occasion we actually need a potion. We don't have to stress too much about. Really, we're gonna go with the charge right now. I would really love to not be in this. Of all of the wonky nonsense. There we are. Yeah, so the main takeaway of this build is that this gives you a lot more freedom to not worry about whether your health is currently fully topped off or if you can take a hit. If you are reasonably confident with the monster, your health will just regenerate. And I have a deep fondness for that ability. Way back in the days of yore, it was Lunastra entering Monster Hunter World that finally convinced me to make a mixed set. It hurt my soul because mixed sets were ugly and we did not have layered armor yet. But Lunastra was putting the beat down hard enough, specifically her tempered form, that I finally caved to the reality that Monster Hunter is generally supposed to be played with a mixed set. And for that, I chose 3-piece Vaal Hazak and 2-piece Lunastra. I have had a deep fondness for the health regen skill, even though it's not something necessary for most people. It's a very cozy, comfy build if you are looking to just save some potions and not have to worry so much about whether or not you have everything in order at all times to take the next hit coming up. Of course, being familiar with the monster helps, but I, for my part, am in love with this build and how it is feeling.
Yep.
As a brief reminder, we are running 4 pieces of Shia with the Guardian Arkville band braces. These are the gems, these are the skills, and I encourage you to try it for yourself because it is very comfortable and very enjoyable. Until then, if you do like the build, feel free to let me know about it. This is probably the most personal build I've presented so far because I have so much history with the health regen skill and it being my safety blanket for a scared new hunter for a long time. And I thank you all so very much for watching. I will see you next time.